Can you see that?
I can just, I can see it now, actually. Yeah, I can see it now, just now, literally just now.
Yeah. So, no. So that's the Irish squad anyway. So we look at the goalkeepers there. I don't know what your thoughts. You have Gavin Bizzuno, you have Queven Kelleher and Mark Travers. Is Bizzuno, is he the number one, would you reckon?
He has been number one. He's the only one actually currently playing. Mark Travers started the season with Bournemouth. Was since the new manager came in at Gary O'Neill, he's lost his place. Queven Kelleher, I think there is rumours that he is leaving Liverpool this season because he's been number 2 for Liverpool for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
And he's not going to get in ahead of Alisson. So Kevin
and who does Bizzuno play with? Sorry.
He plays for Southampton, but I feel he's not in great form, Paul, to be quite honest with you. I know Southampton, I think they're bottom of the table still. But I just feel there's a couple of goals that Southampton have conceded that I think he can do better on. But he's getting experience. He's the only one playing in week out, to be fair. And to be fair, he has gotten more exposure. Southampton are bottom of the league for a reason. They can't defend. They can't score goals.
So he's getting 20 action in.
he's getting overworked, Paul, to be fair. But I do feel like I have read, because I'm working during weekends, I haven't had a chance to work. More sites I've seen, I do feel he can get it. He isn't coming. I don't think he's coming to the qualifiers in the best of form.
Yeah, but no. Can I say to you, coming to Ireland, would that be maybe a kind of a break away from the he's bottom of the table with Southampton, he's fighting relegation, so kind of a negative mindset throwing around the club, not him personally, but coming into Ireland now, maybe he'd be able to lift it up completely in a different scenario that he might get back to his form with that.
He can. Like, I haven't said he's been better. It's just that his form sort of worries me. I think he can be a fine keeper. He is a fine keeper. It's just I found that on a couple of occasions that he can do a little bit better on the goals that he conceded. And look, he himself, clean sheets is what every goal for prizes is on. But I think by the way he has, I think it'd be a huge risk to put in Kelleher or Travers because they haven't played in months.
Yeah.
Now, so I think he will start.
Yeah. Now the defenders there now, Seamus Coleman is the man that stands out for me there. He's probably the most experienced player, and he's coming probably to the twilight of his career now, maybe the autumn of his career, whatever. But in fair, I still think he's playing well. Doherty's a good player, I think. Callum O'Dowd is a good player. Now, is that James McLean I see in the defenders list, or am I?
Yeah, he's in. I think what's happening lately, Paul, is Kenny plays with a back three. So what you could have is Coleman, John Egan, and maybe Nathan Collins in the back three, and have Matt Doherty or Callum O'Dowd or James McLean as wing backs.
All right.
So he's not your normal left back. Yeah. He's like this has become very fashionable over the last couple of years. Playing 3 at the back, 3 centre halves, and then 2 wing backs with a bit of width. Then they tuck in when they're under attack and the other team are attacking. So it goes into a 5 at the back. Yeah. So, but they would be higher than your normal right back, shall we say?
Yeah.
Or wing backs. They're high up the pitch. So you could say that James McLean would be maybe Callum O'Dowd would be a little bit up for Jason Malumbi and Josh Cullen could be in the midfield, and Marks.
We'll go back to the defenders, Noel. That John Egan. I wonder, is he anything to the John Egan who's played football with Kerry? Have you any idea?
He's his son.
That's his son.
That's his son, yeah, John Egan's son.
If I knew that, I'd have him above in the forwards. He'd surely get a few goals here. But I would again. And just James McLean. Who's James McLean? What club is he with now?
He's playing with Wigan Athletic in the Championship.
Wigan. What division are they in?
The Championship, just below the Premier League.
Championship. Yeah. Now, so James McLean is coming to the end of his career. He must be coming to the end of his career now, is he?
I think he's a couple of caps off 100, if I'm not mistaken. So he's been there a long time. And to be fair, Paul, there were a couple of squads there he got chosen into over the last couple of years where I thought his form didn't warrant it, really, to be quite honest with you. But I think he has, the last couple of games I've seen him play for Ireland, he has improved. So it's like this, James Coleman and James McLean, this is definitely their last campaign. It has to be. Yeah. And they're going to give it everything.
And go back to Seamus Coleman. He's the captain, I believe, is he?
He's still the captain.
Yeah, and of course, and he plays fairly regularly with Everton at the moment. So he's not just a bit player, is he? Is he a regular player?
He has, yeah. Been playing. He scored. I don't know if you saw the goal he got against Leeds
No, I
United.
didn't. I didn't see any. I don't see anything.
He should maybe YouTube it there after we finish here. And
I I only YouTube Nottingham Forest videos. I wouldn't do anything else with that. It wouldn't upset me. I wouldn't be able to sleep for a week with it, you know.
Yeah. But I think they thought though of if the play back three was Matt Doherty as a wing back and Seamus Coleman the right side of the three centre halves and Mbappe like giving him a chase, and I think it fills me with pure dread now, Paul, to be quite honest.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't worry about that. Now, we look at the midfielders, and of course, my old friend Jeff Hendrick is on the panel, is the only player I can really recognise there of experienced player, but has he improved any bit? Because in 2016 he was outstanding, I thought he was a great prospect, but then he seemed to be very poor. Is he picked up any bit at club level or international level, in your opinion?
Yes, he's playing at Reading at the moment, Paul, and to be quite honest with you, I wouldn't have him in the squad. I think he's been there too long. I don't think he does enough. He does a role, he does a job, but I would be expecting more from my midfield player, to be quite honest with you. I can't remember Jeff Hendrick setting up a goal. I can't remember him scoring a goal for Ireland over the last couple of years. Now, it might be up to Kenny that he hasn't got the choice in midfield, has been very, very poor.
Yeah.
And there's no real creative midfield player that can get in there as ahead of him.
So, and who else will play in the midfield now? Is it so it's a 5-3-3? Is that no? What is it?
3-4-3, you could say.
Yeah. So the four. So who the midfielders will be playing in that?
I think Josh Cullen is a guaranteed starter. I think Jason Knight will play, and
that's it.
Jeff Hendrick will probably start as well.
Yeah.
And
maybe, who does Cullen play for? Club.
Josh Cullen plays for Burnley.
Burnley, right?
They're probably going to head back to the Premier League soon enough, Paul, because I think they're a good few points ahead of second place, so they're nailed on, I think, for the Premier League next season.
And now the forwards now of course you mentioned Troy Parrott, he's there and that. The rest of them, I have to be honest, I'm not going to, I don't recognise any of them and who they play for. I have to be quite honest with you. So you're talking three forwards. Is Troy Parrott, who's number one in your opinion?
Well, Paul, funny enough, the guy that I would definitely start, and I believe has to start, is a young player called Evan Ferguson. He's playing in the Premier League at the moment. Who
does he play with?
He plays for Brighton and Hove Albion.
Right.
And he's in the last couple of, I think he came into the team roughly around January after the World Cup, and he scored 7 goals for Brighton already. I think he's the youngest teenager. Just the amount of goals that he's got is that I think he has to start. There's great hopes for this young player. I think he's the best young striker for Ireland I've seen at that age. He's only 18, don't forget. He played
is he too young?
I wouldn't say so, Paul. He's playing the best players in the Premier League with Brighton since January, and he got 2 goals in the FA Cup match there at the weekend. I know it was against Grimsby, but Brighton are going to the semi-final now, and he's a big part of that.
And what kind of a player is he? Is he first of all, what kind of physique is he? What kind of a player is he?
He's a big, strong. For 18. He's a big, strong young fella up front as a striker. He's like an old style centre half. He can hold the ball up. He's got good pace, I feel, and he can hit the ball as well. So he's definitely more buffed up than Troy Parrott, shall we say?
Yeah.
Mikey Johnson is a player that used to play for Celtic. He's on loan to Portuguese club now. That escapes my mind.
Right.
But he's just qualified to play for us because he came through the Scottish underage teams. But Steve McKinney went out to see him a couple of times, and he's got him on board. So he's a new addition to the squad.
And he's playing aside in Portugal, so that means he'll have maybe a bit of
well, a different aspect to football.
Different aspect to game. I have to say that.
Yeah, Michael O'Mafemi is a player that he was born in Ireland. He came through. He's always been with us. There was no allegiance to change or nothing. He under Martin O'Neill, actually, funny enough, Martin O'Neill gave him his first cap. He of course I think he has Nigerian parents, but he committed himself to Ireland, and he's probably our best player in the Nations League. He got an unreal goal in Scotland at home. And I thought, and people say, and I didn't see it again, but in the way to Scotland, he played well as well.
Yeah.
Josie Albene, he was defined, I think, in the World Cup group stages. He got a goal against Luxembourg. I think he got a couple of other goals. Like he got a goal against Belgium in a friendly in the 2-2 draw.
And what about Troy Parrott? He was kind of a big name underage there a few years ago. There were people talking about him. Has he progressed in your opinion on that?
I think Evan Ferguson is what people thought Troy Parrott would be.
Right.
His career is just stalled. I think he was on loan in Midwall. I think
Is
he
he
was
playing with
playing.
Spurs? Is Spurs his home club, is it, Noah?
Spurs is the club that own him, yeah.
Right.
But not being dismissive here. He hasn't hope in hell of getting into the Spurs team.
Yeah, so he's gone around, he's been loaned out to different clubs in it, yeah.
But I believe he's at Preston North End at the moment. I think he was injured lately enough. I think he's only just back if he's in the squad. Adam Ida, actually, the name just before him, he got injured, I think, in a Norwich game.
Yeah.
Norwich
So
say he was. Norwich say he
no,
was
who do
injured.
you pick? Is it three forwards then? Or is it three out in this afternoon? Is that how he normally plays, or is it, or does it depend?
Well, he might go 3-5-2, three at the back, two wing backs. So that means there's only two or more players that can go in there, and probably two.
So the two forwards, who would you pick? Ferguson, you're saying, and
I would pick Evan Ferguson and Michael Owen with Femi. Pace,
right.
strength and pace.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to get many chances, Paul, and we need to stretch that French back four.
Yeah.
And the French keeper, Lloris, is retired now, so we're going to have a keeper now that's all you just have to come into the side. So we need to test him out, buff him up maybe if you have to get a few corners. But Ireland, the trouble is, we could actually play well and still get beaten 2-0 easily.
Yeah.
Paul,
well, let's look. Look, as the saying goes, well, we're coming to the end of this podcast anyway. But overall, as I said, we'll go back to Stephen Kenny. I think this tournament, this qualifying campaign, this will be his litmus test. I will give him a pass on what happened in the last tournament. There was a lot of things, as I said, he was changing the team. That's the hardest one. I don't care. It has happened to managers in different sports. When you're easing the older players out, you're bringing in young players. You have to give them a chance on that. So this will be his real test. Look, they're young players, but he has to try them out. Now, the only thing is, I don't know, will they have the mentality, I suppose, that I just said, maybe against Holland and France they'll probably play well, but is it the lower team, that will be the real test? Just your final comment on that then.
Well, I would say you're right, Paul. I think they're really up for this game against France now. Obviously it's France, but the game, they could actually get a good draw now against France, just to say this, right? And then against Greece in the game they might have to win to give themselves a chance to get into second place, or probably second. They could go to Greece and lose, or go to Greece and draw.
Yeah.
And that whole draw, that point that we got against France is no good to us. Because we need, if we're going to have to do anything in this group, Paul, we're going to have to beat Gibraltar twice home and away, and beat Greece home and away, to even get us a chance of the
And sorry, for cutting across. Is it 5 teams in the group? Holland, France, Ireland, Greece, and Gibraltar. Am I missing out someone? Or?
Right, yeah, that's right. That's
right.
That's the group. It's a small group. It's a small group because I think Holland, if I'm not mistaken, are into the Nations League semi-final. So if you have a team that did well in the Nations League in the top group A, shall we say, in the semi-final, you're in a group of five teams.
Yeah, and just back to them, the supporters. I know in the Martin O'Neill's term, the crowd were kind of disappointed, and maybe the low key and the atmosphere wasn't great. So, in your opinion, are the supporters still behind Stephen Kinney and the team, and will they give these young players a kind of a real good lift and give them every benefit of the doubt, as the man says?
I think so, Paul. I think so. Anytime I see, like just before the World Cup started, there was a home game against Norway. But this was a pretty much dead rubber. It was cold. It was game on just before, a couple of days before the World Cup started, and I think 48,000 turned up to it against Norway. I think the Irish football, the people that go to Irish Football League of Ireland games the week in, week out, they see him as one of their own. Stephen Kinney lives in this country.
Yeah.
He really believes in it. He talks passionately about it. Now, I'm not saying he should get a free pass for that.
Yeah.
But I think this is a man that really wants an Irish football team. This is a dream job for Stephen Kinney. He had a bit of a nightmare up until then.
Yeah.
And if he was also just to save his job.
Yeah.
And I think he will give everything to get Ireland to qualify, whether that's finishing first or second, probably second, or he might try to get through the Nations League playoff if things go right. But I think they really like the style of play. It hasn't always got the results, but he really, really has a connection with the fans that even under O'Neill had great results. Mick McCarthy got results in the past when Roy
Yeah.
Keane was there, Matt Holland and
Yeah.
McAteer and Staunton. But there's a connection that he has between this team. I think it's the young players, giving them a chance and talking positively about Irish football. Over the years, Paul, we've always looked down, like we'd said, "Oh, we can't do this, we can't do that." Steve McKinney says we can do it,
Right.
we will, and we'll try our best to do it.
Okay.
And everyone just wants him to succeed.
Yeah.
And I hope he
Okay.
does.
Okay. No, we'll have to finish.